today. From Lumen Field in Seattle, it's Week 14 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Seattle Seahawks taking on the New York Giants.
We are in the Pacific Northwest as we get set for football at Lumen Field here in the Soto district of Seattle. Today, it's a Week 14 matchup that should be a good one between the New York Giants and the Seattle Seahawks. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Seahawks team as they get ready here. It's late in the year. We all know it. We've seen the calendar for these guys. Their bodies could probably use a break, but they have to push on.
And they're really not as worried about that as maybe we think. They know they've got the entire offseason to rest. All they care about is the game in front of them and finishing strong.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. They will be led out by a second-round pick in 2019. Out of Missouri, it's Drew Lock.
And he's had such a sensational season to this point, leading the NFL in passing yards. He's been helped out a lot by an outstanding set of receivers, and he's quick to give them credit. But I think even they would tell you that he's the guy that makes this offense go.
They fake the handoff. Now Lock. He's going to get this complete here to Lockett. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. It's a gain of 34. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Lock off of play action. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Seahawks go down the field in just 2 plays to take the early lead. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Myers connects on the PAT, and that makes the score 7-0. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game. And they will be led out by a guy certainly still trying to prove himself here in the league, the young rookie quarterback.
And I'll bet he's talking to his guys about resisting the temptation to try and turn this into an up-and-down game. Almost like basketball, where both teams press, and one team gets an advantage, the other team's trying to run with them, and they're just not equipped for it. Doesn't matter whether you're equipped or not. Just settle in, get calm before you go for the big strikes.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That one goes for 24 yards. So 1 play, and they're already just shy of midfield. On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. The numbers for him from a week ago: 20 carries, 84 yards, and a touchdown.
And when he went over 1,000 yards last week, you know what it did for their offense? It gave them a true identity, because everyone's going to talk about this. The offensive line's going to take pride in it. Of course, the guy carrying the football will. But how about the coaching staff? When they go in and talk contracts, when they talk to reporters, hey, we have a 1,000-yard rusher this year. That means something in today's NFL.
Now this one complete on the slant route. Touchdown, Giants! Kadarius Toney with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Giants are able to strike back quickly with an opening touchdown of their own. Well, go ahead and strap in, partner. Less than 2 minutes in, had the score on the one side. A quick answer, though, to get the equalizer.
Sometimes you get that sense of urgency that ratchets up, right? When you give up an early touchdown like that, you just know you're like, okay, how do we go back and equalize things? Can we get it done fast? And they absolutely did. Essentially, we're back to even, aren't we?
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good, and we are tied at 7. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays. And it's Kadarius Toney who caps things with a touchdown reception. Each team's had it, each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Fields it right around the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Out comes the Seattle offense. We take a peek at the playoff race coming into the weekend in the NFC. As of this moment, as pretty much everyone knows, they sit alone in that top spot, but nothing is guaranteed. They haven't even clinched the playoffs. So a good start, but a long way to go. And you know, a blunt veteran inside their locker room has stood up at one point or another and said, you know all this means nothing so far. We've got to cover this, get it done. What do we want to be? It's like winning a title in August, right, in preseason. Doesn't count. Let's go ahead and get this thing done. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Play action. Now it's Locke. Flushed out right. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on 1st down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid gain to bring up 2nd and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays to pick up just a few yards and a new set of downs. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Credit the sack to Leighton Vander Esch. Well, for last week's performance, which was so good, he was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week. He got a lot of praise, and understandably so, from national media. Looking pretty good on that play, too. And I love what he told us this week before the game. He talked about how much time they spend working on pass rush moves, every position, because anyone could go after the quarterback in their defense, and you can see how they've all absorbed their lessons. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. So the Giants getting the football back here for their 2nd drive. And they came into play here off 2 straight victories. Are back to 500 on the year. But, Charles, is this little mini run coming too late to salvage their season? Well, they definitely dug themselves a hole that leaves them needing to play almost perfect football from here on out. But I do believe they think that they've got this thing turned around, and they are capable of doing exactly that. They throw right away, and that's complete out on the right side. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it's 2nd down. Well, this defense for the Seahawks, they were very good in the win over Dallas a week ago. And every defensive team that we talk to, they spend a lot of time talking about creating turnovers. And anytime you get 2 or more, taking it right down Broadway. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Kadarius Toney. His 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Giants have taken the lead. Boy, just zero hesitation from the rookie passer there, partner. He is coming out firing in this opening quarter. And all the talk leading into this game was that pass rush, talking about challenging this guy, getting into his grill, getting into his space.
And how about him? Might be his first year in the NFL, but I don't see any fear in him at all. How about that big-time throw right out of the gate?
Blankenship out for the point after. It's up and good, and it's 14-7 now here in the first quarter. The quick strike ability certainly intact there. 2 plays, 80 yards to score it. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Taken in at the 3. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. Seahawks with a 1st and 10. Lock gets ready to go at their own 27. Now a play fake, and here's Lock out to his left. Oh, wide open, complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. That goes for a gain of 31.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver. And as this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. On play action, Lock. He hits his target, Lockett. Down inside the 10. And he's going to get this all the way down to the 2 before he's wrestled out. It's a big play there for Seattle. And even 40 yards after the big play. A chance to finish now on 1st and goal. Throwing now is Lock. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Noah Fant, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Seahawks are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. The touchdown all set up by the big play one snap before, but they finish it off here with a shorter completion, this time for the score.
I like how they stuck with what got them there, right? The big pass play. Got the momentum going, right? That's you create it with a play like that, and you come right back with another pass play to finalize things off.
Now Myers for the extra point. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it's Noah Fant who caps things off with the touchdown. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically,
One guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. Pretty entertaining start. 14-all the score on EA Sports. It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on third down. They'll look to throw. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. And now that brings up fourth down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack. Here's Blake Gillikin now. Back deep for the Seahawks, Tyler Lockett. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And taken right on the 30. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And the Seahawks will have great field position to start this drive. They take over on the short side of the field. On 1st and 10, here's Locke. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And it is incomplete. Good positioning there downfield to break that one up. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Here's Locke to throw. Rolling to his left. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
I can't be sure how much of that was planned pre-snap, but it certainly opens up some avenues for their offense. And if he can stay a threat to break off those kind of runs, it'll pull defenders away from coverage and open up some choice throwing lanes for him moving forward.
And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's 2nd down now. Locke will try again on 2nd down. Steps away. Now Locke, he lost the football. It's out. But I believe a Seahawk was able to get a handle on this, so this will remain Seattle ball.
And a little bit of good fortune there. He wasn't able to get it back, but he did have a teammate on the spot able to retain possession for them.
To throw it is Locke. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left. Locke going to throw. And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. Xavier McKinney in there to get him. It's a loss of 5. 2nd quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game.
Well, they had the right down and the definite distance to take a shot downfield, but it didn't work out the way that they had envisioned.
No, that's a situation where if you take a sack close to the line of scrimmage, it's not that bad, but a loss like that, you can't take a sack there.
Yeah, absolutely. The one thing you cannot do, they did.
And this one dropped in the end zone. Looked like a touchdown, but not to be, and now it's 4th down. Myers' kick is good, and they take a 17-14 lead. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
It's Kadarius Toney and his New York Giants back out on offense. He has certainly made the most of his catches so far, both of them going for touchdowns here in half number 1.
And we've never met a team that doesn't talk about getting off to a fast start and featuring guys that they want to have the ball early. We're seeing both of those come into play here. Off to an incredible start. Got their feature guy going, and now everyone else should have opportunities.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Trey Brown. And the Seahawks are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line.
He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw, because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A really nice gain of 25 yards. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Locke. Flush to his right. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body.
Picked up by Leighton Vander Esch. And the Giants are going to take possession here at their own 33.
Really nice pick there for the reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week. And a good story on that, he said he didn't even know he won the award. His buddy had to call him. He saw it on television and said, hey, congratulations. How about that?
And I'll bet you his buddy said, well, since you didn't know, I'll just go ahead and claim the award, right? And everything that goes along with it. But the reason he won the award the previous week and what we just saw there, instincts, understanding where the play is going and being able to make a play on the football. Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1.
It's Barkley once again bringing in the catch.
It's a gain of just a couple there, but it's enough to get him to first. Again, he'll drop to throw. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Clock rolling as the Giants will hurry to the line.
Looking for Tony on the out route, and he's got him.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
They need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. They'll throw now on the final play. Throwing deep for Galladay. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get to some of these scores around the NFL here in a busy Week 14. We'll start by heading out west to Glendale, Arizona. And it's the visitors who are out in front in the second quarter. Terry McLaurin, a touchdown reception. From there, we fly over the Central Valley and up to Santa Clara to check on the Niners at home at Levi's Stadium. And you can see they trail the visiting Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott, an afternoon to remember, 4 touchdown runs. Lastly, we head to Southern California to check on the Rams at home at SoFi Stadium. And they were winners as they defeat the visiting Philadelphia Eagles. Matthew Stafford, sharp in the victory, as his guys get back within a game of 500. In the game you're watching, it's been Drew Lock with a strong first half. He's thrown for over 200 yards already, and his guys have the lead as well. As we get you back to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. The Giants set to get the football, and they trail here as we get back underway in the second half. Darnay Holmes now from his end zone. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. It's Barkley on the counter. And he takes us across the 15 to the 17. Give him 4 yards there, but still in a big hole. 3rd and long. Now back to throw. Working the middle here. That's complete to Moreau, the tight end. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it. And it'll be 4th down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. A 47-yard punt, maybe a couple on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. On the move to his left. Looking for Lockett, and he's got him working his way free across the middle. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Here's Locke. Out to his left. Returning right back to Lockett. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. Locke now to throw. Rolling to his left. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. A 5-yard touchdown as his guys are able to extend their lead. Extra point up and through by Myers. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And the Seahawks capping it off with a touchdown. The touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. This taken in at the goal line. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They're down now 24-14. Work to do as they come up on a 1st and 10. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Back to throw. He's got Slayton on the slant. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. A 1st down carry for Barkley. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. He'll look to throw. Going right side, he finds Slayton. So the completion gets him just a yard. And they'll be facing a 3rd and 12. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Once again, he finds Slayton. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. It'll go down as a gain of 6. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. And the Giants send out their punter now as he's on here to punt it away. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Now they've got the lead here getting late into the third quarter. The passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. On first down, Locke. Escaping the pressure right. They'll lock it with a grab over the middle. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. Boy, a pair of big plays here. This one going for 29. And looking to put this game on ice in the fourth quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy, throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
Into the red zone, it's Locke. Steps away. And he finds Lockett in the end zone. Touchdown, Seattle. From 13 yards out. And the Seahawks add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Myers connects on the PAT. And that'll make this a three-score game now. The lead moves to 17. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Holmes going to opt against bringing it out, and they will begin at the 25. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Their mini two-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. They'll drop to throw.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Jordan Brooks with it. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football.
That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure, but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball fast, but guess what? Too many defenders out there. Exactly as you described, an interception.
After the turnover, here's Locke. On the move to his left.
And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
They look to throw. It's Locke. They'll roll him out right. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Off the play fake. Locke rolling to his right.
And this will be caught by Metcalf for a Seahawk touchdown.
A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Seahawks stretch this fourth quarter lead even further, and they are closing in on win number 12 of the season.
And you wonder now if he might be able to remove the helmet, put on the baseball cap, and watch the rest of this one from the sideline. His 5th touchdown pass of the game.
Say that again. Did you say 5th touchdown pass of the game?
Yes, sir.
Boy, that's a heck of a performance, isn't it? Because they've had no answer for him at all game long. Receivers have been open constantly, and he hasn't missed a single one of them.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead is now 24. After the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And New York set to take the field. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. Back to throw here. Catch made, it's Moreau. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8. The Giants on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. They're going to look to throw. Hits his target, the tight end, Mo Alley Cox. And he will have a Giants 1st down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
He'll get this one to Galladay. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. So 8 yards on the completion there, and it'll be 2nd and a couple. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Throw left side, complete to Tony. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. Now this pass into the hands of Saquon Barkley. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. To the right and complete to Galladay. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. And that is caught. He's got it for a Giant touchdown. Saquon Barkley from 3 yards out. And the Giants are able to cut into that deficit. They'll try and throw for it. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst. And if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. And they take a knee. Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And, Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So for the Seahawks, the win moves them to 12-1 now on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Meanwhile, for the Giants, it's a potentially fatal blow to their playoff chances as they drop to 6-7 on the year. And they'll have a chance at redemption next week at home against the Los Angeles Rams. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew.